Good morning. Let's talk about the changes ahead in our first alert forecast. The next couple days in the 90s, not as breezy, and then things all change as we start the weekend. See this dip in the jet stream? This is Saturday. This is when we will start to see some winds gusting 20, 25 miles an hour for the valley. Temperatures at this point are still in the 90s, and then we likely go back to the 80s as this secondary dip in the jet stream slides on through. This, along with the dip in the jet stream, will bring some moisture, so maybe a few showers in the high country. Even out towards the higher terrain east of Phoenix, we could see a few sprinkles. In the valley itself, rain is unlikely. We'll keep an eye on that for you. And then as we go into next week, this dip in the jet stream hangs around just long enough to make for a very comfortable start to the work week, I think. Ridge starts to build again, so by the time we get to Wednesday, we likely push the upper 90s back to near 100 degrees, but we will have a few days in the 80s to enjoy. Let's talk about those winds. Obviously, it is good news. We're not going to see the extremely strong winds we've seen the past couple days here in the high country out towards the Greer Fire and here in Show Low. We will still see winds today, though, so it's not completely calm. Winds gusting around 20 to 25 miles an hour. This is around 3 p.m. Then as we head into the overnight hours through tomorrow, similar wind speeds start to develop again. We're talking gusts of around 20 to 25. Nothing really atypical in the high country for this time of year. But again, those winds still will be there from the southwest, pushing everything to the northeast. Looking at our smoke forecast, you could see likely that smoke getting pushed east-northeast into the afternoon through tomorrow. A lot of the smoke, obviously, because of the Greer Fire. Basically, the darker the colors, the thicker that smoke is. And then as we head into Friday, more of those winds from the southwest to the northeast, pushing that smoke to the east and northeast. Right now, our temperatures running in the 40s for Payson, 34 in Pine Top, 66 in Phoenix. We're at 42 in Prescott, 61 Gila Bend, 42 for Winslow, 50 for Safford, and Tucson sitting at 57. Highs today, low 90s. That's still a few degrees below normal for the valley. 91 your high in Phoenix, 88 Casa Grande, Globe getting up to 79, Show Low 70, Window Rock 66. Flagstaff 65, and Kingman gets up to 80 degrees. Our 7-day outlook keeps in the 90s for the next couple days. And then, even though we have 90s on Saturday, that's our day of change as those breezes start to pick up. And that is a sign that we have another weather system sliding through. So by Sunday, that weather system knocks down those temperatures to the 80s. And then how about this? We hang on to the 80s on Monday as well, a high of 85 on Monday afternoon. But those 80s don't stick around forever, as you might guess. We're back to 94 on Tuesday, and by Wednesday, we're back near 100 degrees. We'll talk more about your high country forecast in just a few minutes. Now I will make way for Gina, who has a lot to talk about.